Hi, everybody. It's Friday. Crazy Friday. Steph, you didn't even say anything about my hair. I'm having such a
Well,
fun...
so I was debating. I had a moment and I thought, not going there.
First of all, it looks like a wig. Second of all, I dream of having big hair. So I love my hair today, even though I know it looks ridiculous. So I'm not gonna wet it and shower because I'm so happy with it.
And also, I live in a glass house. Like, come on. What am I going to say? I did shower. I haven't washed my hair, I don't think, all week.
All right. Well, that's okay. We're not going to judge you for that.
Maybe some other stuff, but not.
What did you say?
We might judge you for some other stuff, but not for the hair.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let's talk about our topic, which is crying.
Yeah.
So I had this epiphany a long time ago that I typically don't cry over my own life. Like I show up at my kids' events. I mean, that's not true always. Sometimes the moment of my baby walking down the aisle, graduating from high school takes my breath away. And I feel this welling up of like, I'm going to sob if I give into this.
Yeah.
But generally, I think, because I'm like in it, it's hard for me to feel it, but I cry at everyone else's things.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Surprise. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly the same.
It's so funny because I was always worried that I would look so callous,
totally
right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time. But I remember we must have done this years ago because I had a thought this morning. Like I remember when I used to drive through, then there are other things that I guess are sort of related to my kids. And I was trying to come up with the common theme. I think I have it. It's like just goodness. Where there's goodness. So like when I used to drive through and the kids were at like JCC camps, the day camps, and you'd be waiting to drop your kids off and the dancing counselors and playing all these Israeli songs. And they were just so joyful. And like that I was dropping my kid off to be a part of that. And we'll send texts, like some of us, like we'll send texts back and forth. They'll just say like something about crying. And then somebody will put dancing counselors.
Okay, so that's so interesting because I made a list of the things that make me cry.
Okay.
And kids singing.
Yeah, I knew that about you. I mean,
it is a funny thing that I could be watching like oh, look, same. Christina says same.
Oh, funny.
So maybe that's just how we're wired because I literally could be watching the saddest movie and not being touched by it. I mean, I'm sorry. I am touched by it, but not bringing tears to my eyes. And kids will get on and sing. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. And the crazy part of it is I'll go back and watch it again because I
feel you. I had it. The most recent one I had something. Well, I shouldn't say that. I had something that made me think of this topic. Of course, now I can't remember what it was. But the thing before that was I was rewatching Schitt's Creek and I was watching the finale, I guess.
Oh, I cried at that. Yeah.
Hysterical. Standing in front of the TV. And then the other thing, I know what made me cry. It was also Schitt's Creek. It was their wrap up, that hour at the table.
Yeah.
And reading that letter from those moms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
LGBTQ group. Yeah. What are they called? Like Mama Bear. I forget what the group is. Crying and seeing them crying also makes me cry. So I just said this. I was with a friend about a week ago and she was crying and I can't not cry. If my friend is crying, I'm crying. Like I can't. And I always think, man, I did them no favors. And I'm really trying not to cry. Like I'm listening to them and I'm like,
Okay. So I have a few other times. One was yesterday. I don't know how to, I'm trying to kind of figure it out, but we had on Janice Johnson Dias, who was remarkable. If you haven't watched it, go to our Facebook Live. Her advice about raising our daughters was, I don't know, it touched me somewhere so deeply.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is when someone gives advice that I feel like I could have done it if I'd known it. And I think it really takes my breath away. And can I still, so she gave this advice and Stephanie commented that, wow, making an impact in 10 minutes. Like, wow. But her advice was to really, like, we're busy, but at least give our kids 10 minutes a day where we are undevotedly listening to, what's the word? Devotedly and not
distractedly.
not distractedly. And so what you do is you repeat verbatim what they say to you so that there's no confusion that you weren't listening or that you heard it differently than they meant. And something about that statement, I don't know, did you have the same reaction? Like I
did not cry. I use that expression a lot, what you just said. It literally takes my breath away, right? That is not in it. That's not a hyperbole. Where I was like, oh, like, wow. Powerful. Maybe that's it. Where there's like that, wait, I do this and I get like that, right? It's like, I feel like I got a really good secret.
Yeah, and we just share that secret with you guys because it doesn't have to be a secret, and you could watch the whole thing and get many, many more pieces of beautiful advice from her. And also, you guys who are on right now, please tell us what makes you cry, and we mean that in a not a devastating way, but in that emotional move.
Yeah,
what moves you? So
I have a friend. Oh wait, I have another one. Oh, go ahead. You gonna read yours? Go ahead.
Nope, go for it.
Oh, I have a friend. Parades make her cry. My friend Heather. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It's so sweet. It's so sweet. It's so like wholesome. That's the word.
It's a throwback, right?
Yeah, it's a throwback. That's a good one. Dr. Johnson.
Okay, Lori, we're so glad you were on yesterday. We knew you would love it. Lori says Dr. Johnson's advice was so good. 10 minutes a day is an all-stop moment. Even with no girls, she had me tear up. But you know, Lori, the advice works for people. Totally. She happens to focus on teenage girls, but the advice works for everyone. I mean, imagine in a marriage, which is where she started, because she and her husband were in therapy, and the therapist gave them that tool. And I don't know if she told this story, but she was willing to share it. But basically, the first time she used it, which she felt ridiculous, because of course she hears her husband. Of course she's a good listener. And so she describes him walking up the stairs and saying something to her. And she says to him, so what I heard you say. And his response was, I did not use any of those words. Like, you just imposed an entire history that we have together in that one sentence because I didn't say any of that. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not so crazy. You know what I think I spent a lot of time thinking about? I don't know why, maybe because I have so many hours during the night, is that when I have so much extra time. So you and I are in a conversation, right? You tell me a story about, I don't know, a struggle with a friend, a kid, or whatever. We walk away, all right? And maybe I'm talking to my husband, you're talking to your spouse, and I say, yeah, like, that was, yeah, it's just devastating. Or it's like I use my language right? I heard your story and then I use my language because it's my brain, right? That's all I have is my brain. And I'm really conscious of saying to people like, wait, those are not her words. Those are my words. That's not what Lane said. That's what I'm saying, right? So like I try and do that. But even with the best intentions, we walk away with our own lens, right? And so I always think, wow, like that's in I'll call you a loving relationship with me, Sue. Like that's in a loving relationship where like, I'm listening, I care, all those things, but we still walk away with our perspective on it. And I always think like, it is so easy to see like the game of telephone when we were kids and how things, you can't help it, right?
No, but maybe we should let's report next week.
Okay.
Let's commit to each other that we are going to.
Wait, are we having a commitment ceremony?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're committed to each other. And next week, we're going to report how it went because I'm going to do it with my husband and you can do it with whoever you want. And we will try Dr. Johnson's exercise.
Okay.
Like literally trying to word for word say what someone said to us and see how well we did.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. And also, like, the thing is,
Wait, how will we know?
Because they're going to say to you,
oh, yeah, they're going to
that is not what I said.
Or he's going to say to me, honey, are you still awake? Like if my eyes are closed or like glossed over, like that glazed over look like this.
No, but then you can't do the exercise. Like you're really going to have to be listening in order to feed back what you think you heard.
Yeah.
If that person thinks you got it right, it's going to be like a a joyful moment. And if they didn't, you're going to see that we're not so good at this, like but even if either way, it's going to be an exercise that I think we should do over and over again with people.
Okay, we're going to try. We're going to report back.
Okay. So, Kimberly says certain movies or shows when my kids help each other. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like truly listening to each other. Good one. Really good one. Okay. Christina says, I cry every time I'm at my kids' school for a mass or a student-led presentation because I'm so in awe with the school experience they are relieving. I feel blessed. My husband and I agree on this investment. Wow, that's beautiful. That's really nice. Thanks for sharing. Okay, I have a few other times, but one in particular bugs me. It really bugs me that I cry when dads are really sweet with their kids because I don't cry when moms are. And I don't know what that wiring is. Like my expectation is that moms do that and that dads don't.
Yeah.
And it really bugs me. Like I want to figure, crying is crying. And it's like, but I'm so keenly aware of like seeing a dad do something really touching with his kid and getting welled up,
It's so funny. So I was repeating this. I don't remember if I was talking to you. I was definitely talking to another friend about this topic where one of the kids, Lane, said to me that I was being dramatic. And I was like, I'm not dramatic. I think I was saying maybe on this or our podcast or something. And then she's like, no, it's not dramatic. It's that things touch you. Things you like get easily, like you'll cry easily over something. I'm like, oh, those are so different. But I thought that was so funny. I mean, she's an 18-year-old girl, but I thought, wow, like I am very easily moved. And I do have my breath taken away often. And I think the thing, maybe it's the unexpected, like you said, which is so bad. And it's just the way it is, dads versus moms. But wait, there was something else you said I just wanted to go back to. Oh, then there's the being surprised that it moved me. Like if, where I just didn't see it coming. Like I'm the first one to say like, oh my God, pomp and circumstance, so stupid. Like I hate graduations. They're so stupid. Why do we even bother? And then when Zach was graduating from college and they start playing, pomp, like whatever. And I was like, oh, it was that same thing where, so there's, do I set up like it's like a shield? And then when the shield is like broken or I don't know, like maybe
I think for me, it's music.
Yeah.
It's music because pomp and circumstance is like, it connects with that. Someone walking down the aisle at a wedding, like it. And I've been to weddings where the choice of music is not that emotional for me. And I don't cry as much. Like the music, it just really does impact my soul. Okay, guys, thanks for being here with us. We are going to be having an exciting announcement. If you are in the college process or about to enter into it, you are going to want to pay attention. We're launching a new product called Destination College. And we have a lineup of speakers for 8 weeks. It's amazing. So watch out for it on Facebook and everywhere we are, you're going to hear about it. It's really amazing. It's starting in March. And we couldn't be more excited to be sharing.
And I'm going to add one thing to that. If you are at all worried about the process and thinking, oh my God, I just need to stay away from that because I'm worried, lean into it because you're going to be so happy with the advice you got. And we're going to do what we always do, which is reduce the worry. So cannot wait.
Oh, look, this is my sister.
Oh, Ellen.
Yeah, she does.
She's honest. She cries and she's honest about her crying. Yeah. How do you not?
Yeah. All right. Good to see everybody. Ellen, I love you. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys. Have a good week.
Bye.